So let us understand why we need to use the cloud computing. So let us understand this with the help of differences between on-premises PC, single organization or cloud computing. So on-premises PC or single organization, it can be your own system with all the resources, and or it can be your own premises, or it can be your organization and without server, without remote server or without remote host. You are going to compare this with the cloud computing with remote server or remote host. So first point is higher pay, less scalability. So when you take your system with all the resources, so when you are going to take the system with all the resources, you are going to pay for that. And less scalability. So less scalability is that suppose if you want more resources again, then you cannot scale it up unless you pay for that. So if you want to scale it up all the resources, like suppose the RAM. Now your system is with the 2 GB RAM, and suppose if you want to scale it, if you want more resources to 4 GB, then again you need to pay for that. So less scalability is there, not scalable you can say, or future proof to meet your business requirements as it grows. And also sometimes what happen, when you extend it till 4 GB, then you may use it or you may not use it. So higher pay, less scalability. But whereas in a cloud computing, pay only for what you use. Everything stores on servers remotely, scale up and scale down resources as your business demands. So here on the cloud computing, as you are accessing the services from the remote server, which are provided by some third parties, by some other organization. So whatever you need, you are going to take it from the servers, and you are going to pay only for what you are using. If you are using 4 GB RAM, then you are going to pay only for 4 GB RAM. Now suppose if you reduce it to 2 GB RAM, you think that you don't need any more resources, and you reduce it to 2 GB RAM, then you pay only for 2 GB. That is scale up. You can scale up to many resources anytime, and you can scale down to any resources anytime, and you are going to pay only for what you are using. And okay. Next is initial investment cost is large, required to pay for ongoing maintenance, hardware and IT personal cost. So as you are investing your own here, so that's why it is going to be costly. All the resources and all softwares, all application, you are going to pay for that. Whether it is a single organization or on premises or the PC, you need to pay for that. It is going to be costly. Whereas in a cloud computing, you are taking the services from the other organizations based on what you are using. So what you are using, only for that you are going to pay. So for what only, see, offer some monthly, weekly, hours based billing model. Cost only subscription fee. See, for whatever services you are subscribed, only for that it is going to charge. And you will get the all the billing monthly wise, weekly wise or hours based. See how you are subscribed. You are subscribed for monthly, or you can also subscribe for weekly or hourly. So based on that you will be charged only for that. If you need any service or any resources for only 2 hours, then you can subscribe only for 2 hours and you will be charged for that. Next, when working remotely, limited access to systems. Yes. When you are working on your premises or a single organization system, so all the resources are in your own system, so you are not going to get it from the remote server. So limited access to your, so whatever is there in your system, it is limited. Whereas in a cloud computing, you work from anywhere, anytime, from any device while connected to the internet. As you are taking the services from the cloud, you are storing all the data, all the resources, you are subscribing to the resources, you are taking the application softwares through the cloud services. So you can access it from anywhere, anytime with the help of the internet. Whereas on premises, no auto software updates. User is responsible for maintaining the server, hardware, software, data backups, storage device and disaster recovery. In an on-premises PC or single organization, no auto software updates. Even if you want to update your software or any application, again you need to pay for that. And also all maintenance, maintaining hardware, software, even for that you need to pay, even for that you need to give some extra spare time. So you need to give the time for maintaining and monitoring these all things. And one more, disaster recovery. So once something is disaster from this, it is very difficult to recover it. Again, you need the techniques how to recover from that disaster. Whereas in cloud computing, auto updates of the softwares upgrades the infrastructure as per the need with less cost. Auto disaster recovery. So as you subscribe to the cloud services, whatever the softwares you are subscribed, those will be updated automatically. Auto update is there, and also the infrastructure whichever are there, it will be upgrades with a less cost. And also auto disaster recovery. Even if your data is, something happens to your data or something happens, it can be recovered. Next is poor data security. Data is protected internally by the user who is using it. Means you have to secure your data, your own data by yourself, because that is your premises. So you have to take care of that, how to secure your own data. So may not recover immediately from natural disaster and attacks. So you should know the techniques, how to keep the maintenance and monitor how to recover from that. You should have that knowledge. Better data security. So broad set of policies and technologies provided by the third party. So here on the cloud computing, there is a separate team who is taking care of the security, data security of all the users. Various technologies, various policies are applied so that your data must be secured, and various protocols are also used so that nobody should hack, nobody should unauthorized person should not able to use your data. Takes longer implementation time. Okay, whatever you want to implement, it takes some time. Rapid implementation as lack of customization. Okay, so whichever services you want, immediately you will get it within a few minutes. You need to just subscribe for that. Now next we'll see evaluation of cloud computing, how this cloud computing came into existence and how the idea of cloud computing was generated. So this is the history of cloud. In 1960s, there were mainframe time sharing systems. So in a mainframe time sharing system, there was one central processing unit, and that central processing unit was connected to many systems, many terminals. So this central processing unit was shared among many terminals, many systems which are connected to that. And you can see here in this diagram, there is one central processing unit and which is shared among multiple terminals. And central processing, whatever is available in that central processing unit, whatever the data is available in that storage was shared by many terminals, many systems which are connected to that. Even other resources can be also shared like that way. Okay, even other resources like printers can be also connected to that central processing unit and shared by many terminals. So this was the time sharing environment in 1960s. And later in 1969, ARPANET was implemented, and in 1970, virtualization software was launched. So for cloud computing, this invention of this virtualization software was more important. So through this virtualization of software only, then the cloud computing was implemented. So what is this virtualization software? So virtualization software is like, now suppose in a system, in a one particular system, there are many resources. Means whatever is available in that system can be used by another system. Means through virtualization software, whatever is available in that system can be used by another system. So in that another system, no resources are available, but that system can able to use the resources from other system through the virtualization software. And later in 1997, this virtualization software was implemented in this cloud computing, and it was defined by Professor Ramnath Chellappa. So in this cloud computing, this virtualization technique was used and it was implemented. In 1999, there was a company called Salesforce was invented to provide the cloud services, and so it was trying to provide the cloud services to the users. And in 2006, the Amazon has launched EC2 and S3 for providing the services to the clients, and for storage space, they were also providing the storage space. In 2013, then it was widely used, vast used, and many of the cloud services were developed. Many of the organizations also started to give the cloud services and storage space to the general public. And in 2015 also, cloud computing has become globally used, and most of the service means now there in every field you can find out the cloud services, cloud data storage, etc. Evolution of cloud computing. So earlier in 1960s there was like cluster computing, means in 1980s there was cluster computing. And what is this cluster computing? Is nothing but there was one computer and many computers were connected to that, and it was in a network. So it was in a network. So communication was happening through the interconnected systems. And then in 1990s, grid computing was invented. So this grid computing is nothing but many computers are in a network. Those are connected to each other, and those were able to share the resources of each other. From one computer, the resources can be shared to another system, and even from that system, the resources can be shared to another system. So many computers are connected in a network, and they were sharing each other resources, several together. And this grid computing also was also problem solving. If any other computer is facing some problem, it can take the help from the other systems. It can take the computation power or any other resources from other systems to solve any technical problems and all. And then the utility computing. So utility computing is nothing but the cloud computing, where the services was provided on demand. So whoever is providing that on-demand services, utility computing is nothing but providing the users the on-demand services. Whatever they need, only that was provided, and they were charged for that. That means like rental basis. So on rental basis, they were providing the applications resources to the general public. And many organizations were also started to use this utility computing, and whoever was providing these cloud services, they should have their own infrastructure, own servers, own resources, so that they can provide the services to the general public. And again, then many types were implemented in that. These are the various services of cloud computing. In the later chapters, we are going to see this in a detail. So these are a part of cloud computing. So on 2007 onwards, it was widely used everywhere, and many organizations developed to provide the services to the general public. So in today's session, we have seen why cloud computing to be used, difference we have seen on premises and cloud computing, and how was the evolution of this cloud computing. Thank you.